everyone, and welcome to Tritons Aware, so you don't have to be out there unaware. I'm your host, Bianca Eatman, and today we have a great show for all of you. We'll be discussing climate change and the Anthropocene and how it affects all of us today. We have a lovely guest for all of you that goes by the name Tajiri Newsom, who is a climate change studies minor, pronouns she, he, they, and today we also have some fun games. Okay, let's get started. Today we are here with a person who has a minor in climate change studies. Please welcome the outstanding Tajiri Newsom.
Hello.
Hello, Tajiri. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Well, Tajiri, first I want to ask, why should young people know about the Anthropocene and how it affects all of us today?
It's affecting us right now, but it's also gonna affect us into our future. So like at least for our age group, people in our 20s and like teens, when we're like around 30 and 40, it's gonna get like super serious, even though it is super serious right now today because of emissions from greenhouse gases such as methane and CO2. 9,000 people die from like air pollution every day. And so these emissions, which are leading the climate crisis and also leading the Anthropocene, are really big issues for us now. Like me personally, I have asthma and I don't need to have asthma, but I have asthma because the neighborhood that I grew up in has a pollution burden of 99% according to the Cal Enviro screen. And so what we've been doing to the earth um, since the Industrial Revolution has really been terrible. And like, it's so bad now that we're the dominant force of nature on this planet, that we're like leading to the extinction of a lot of animals and even ourselves if we don't do something soon.
Right. This is awareness that I want to bring to the show and to the audience. I want to ask, do you think that going to school by the beach makes our environment and makes climate change nice per se?
Um, I think going to school by the beach isn't really a problem. I think our school burning fracked methane to power its buildings, to power its lecture halls, is a problem. I think our school serving meat in its dining halls and not having that many plant-based options, only having one plant-based dining hall that isn't even open during the pandemic is a problem. So us going by the beach isn't really a problem, but what the university is doing is a problem.
Hmm. For climate change within the Anthropocene, I think that this is important to talk about as we want to move forward and get out of the Anthropocene. Um, the Anthropocene, I believe we are in the dawn of its geographical age. Um, is climate change at its highest peak?
No, it's just gonna keep getting worse because we haven't done, and by we, I mean America, we haven't done enough, if anything, to lower our emissions nationwide. And so, we're everything we emit is still going into the atmosphere and also into the ocean, causing ocean acidification. And so, these emissions aren't going to come out unless we come up with some technology to capture it. And so this warming that we're doing, I mean, these emissions that we're releasing is causing warming and it's causing ocean acidification and it's causing other stuff too. And it's not going to go away even if we stop tomorrow. And so good luck to us.
Oh, well, thank you to Jerry. That was informative, and I think that many people should know about the Anthropocene and climate change and how it works together as one to cause more harm to the earth. So, I want to move on to our next segment. um, The environment says so. A little fun trivia game with our guest.
Okay.
Welcome back. We are having a little fun game. And please, if you are in the audience, I want you to interact with these questions. Type them in the chat, scream it at the screen. I don't care. So, this game is called The Environment Says So. Um, well, we are here with our guest, Jerry Newson, and we're going to see if they can answer these popular sayings about the environment. Question one. You just got dumped and the earth is on fire. But your mother says there will always be what in the sea?
There will always be more fish in the sea.
Ding, 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 correct. T. Jerry, you're on a roll. You're hot. Question like the earth. Question two. UCSD is on the beach, and there is always a woman selling seashells by the sea what?
Shell.
Seashells by the
Seashells by the seashell.
seashells by the sea what?
Shell.
Seashells by the sea.
Shell.
Like I'm gonna give you a clue. You're walking along the water. Seashells by the
Seashore. Seashore.
yes. Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay. You're on to Jerry, you're on fire like the earth. Question three. The Anthropocene is a geological time period where everything is dying, but time is always on our
Side.
yes, correct. Ding 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 ding. Tajiri, you got all three questions right. I'm so proud. You're a climate change studies minor and you got environmental sayings correct. Is there anything else you would like to add about the environment?
I think it's really important that even though that corporations like Exxon and other like energy corporations are like the ones primarily responsible for the Anthropocene and the most of the emissions that we're seeing that's causing the climate crisis. Us as individuals, like Exxon wouldn't exist without us, like buying gas or whatever, or powering our homes. And so I think it's important that us as individuals also take actions to to limit our carbon emissions.
That is very important that we should limit our carbon emissions. Well, uh, that is important. Thank you for joining us here today, Tajiri.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I want to thank all of you for joining us, and I want to thank Tajiri Newson for joining us as he is a climate change studies minor and expert in the Anthropocene and climate change. I want to thank all of you, the audience. I want to thank um, my technical director, Braden Rowe. I want to thank everyone for joining us here today. And if you were informed today, that is amazing. Well, thank you for joining Tritons Aware so you can stay out there.